Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, just wanted to have a little look at this underground worm farm for children. Now, these are the underground worm farms that I did previously, and you can find my video on my playlist. So basically this is in the ground, this is just on the top, a bit of cardboard, and I've filled the food and a lid to keep some of the water out and the pests. This is made out of some flower buckets. You can see, oh bar gum, how did he get in there? Absolutely amazing. Not sure you see Mr. Frog. I'm just going to put him somewhere safe. So if you previously I had these, I think I had about 3 down here. Well, when I go no dig, I'm going to actually put these down the middle of the beds and put food in, let the worms sort it. Hopefully they'll bring the castings out, or like I'm going to do now is have a look at this one. And it's this has been here now quite a few years. I haven't put anything in for the last 12 months, so it'll be interesting to see what we've got. We may need to get a bit closer. I'll just get my gloves on and we'll have a look. I just can't get you quite close enough. So this, as you can see, this is the material we've got outside, and minus the twig, very fine. I'm going to get some of this out and just put it into a container, but before that I'm going to scrape around to see if the worms have actually take any of this castings and material within the bed. I've had a bit of a scrap round, but I need to go a bit deeper. But to go deeper I've got to let's just bring you around. Actually, we might be able to see how good that is without too much movement. You just need to be a bit closer. I'll have a dig down first and see how much material we've actually got. Now, if I remember rightly, this bucket did go right down the bottom, but as we're going further down you can see the remains of eggshells and bits of other matter. But this is the main. This is how far back I'm going now. These are the tea bags. I always take the leaves out the bags, as you've seen in the hashtag grow room build greenhouse, and that's one of the issues. They'll need to be taken out. Anyway, I'll keep working my way down, and I'll be stacking the compost in a line at the different depths. Right, so I've pulled it out and you can see the holes there. That's where the worms keep going in and out, and I'm not sure, but it looks like there's places where they have got out. So I'm going to tip this out now onto the sheet, but I might have to get another one because this one's quite full. So there's no hole in the bottom, so everything could go down the bottom. So I'm just going to take a few scoopfuls out now to put on the plastic to have a little look at the actual soil. You won't be able to see this, but you can actually see all the actual where the worms have been on the outside of the bucket, so they've certainly been about. Right, you're really close up now. So this is the I daren't put my hand in front of it because it's picking my hand up, but as we move along, this is where I didn't used to blend my eggshells. There's proof in the pudding that we do need to blend them. That tea bag seems full, very hard to break open, so that's definitely one. Let's move my hand. That's definitely one that isn't breaking up. This one these are making some attempts. Looks like a bit of bed. That one's nearly broke up. So they do eventually go, but like I say, this is probably 3 years. And then as we get down to the soil. There's definitely been some activity right at the bottom in the last 4 inches, so it's helped condition the soil that far down. I'll have a quick look to see if you can see. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. You can probably see a worm in the middle of the screen, and my cable for, oh no, is it the cable? Yeah, hang on. So definitely quite a bit of activity. So all this was a full flower bucket there with the bottom cut off, then another 2 flower buckets lip to lip, and then another bottom of the bucket, just enough for it to sit on there. But as you can see, it's kinked there, and I wonder if the frogs jumped up and ended up in there. So it's a good job I looked in there, else he may have suffered. Other than that, he might have been having a great time in there. Probably didn't appreciate all the light. But I'm going to just take these bits out, because I'm finding tea bags everywhere occasionally. That's going to be spread on this bed now, and then in 2020, when I start my no dig, these will be placed in the middle, and we can put the food in there and let the worms do the work. So that was the underground worm farm for children, a smaller version, so that we can get children involved in feeding the worms and looking after them. My granddaughter did like this at the start and then didn't take much interest, but young children don't always appreciate where our food comes from, but she's learning quickly. Happy composting to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. If you're on Facebook and you'd like to learn more about composting or share your composting ideas, please join us at Keep Calm and Make Compost. I'm part of the admin, and I was number 6, I think, at the start, and we're over 3,500 people now. So please join us if you wish, because composting is going to be the way to go. We must condition our soil with what we would normally throw away. Ta-ra for now.